So it's not just about the family, but then we have at the back of our mind that family is the
foundation
basis of every human. Is the foundation of whatever we plan to do in life. When we have the right relationship, forced or given birth to by the right attitude, why can't we work together? When you look at our adages, our proverbs, our understanding, we dwell too much on enemy. And this is one of the principal reasons why many of us run away from transparency. Only a father who has built himself can build the family.
Amen.
Only the father who has built himself can build the children. So what is the level of responsibility of that father? How responsible are you as a father? What lesson are your children learning from you? What are they seeing in you? So before anything, before you become a father, ask yourself, am I qualified to be a father? Check JAMB result. It is the girls that are coming tops all the time. I have no problem with that. But I'm saying that we are neglecting the boys. And don't forget that these boys will become the fathers of tomorrow.
Exactly.
Not every father understands what it means to be a daddy.
Okay.
Being a daddy is the high level of fatherhood.
Thank you, Dr. Bola Adewara. Did I pronounce it very well?
Adewara.
Aha. Okay. Yeah, doctor. See, I've watched several of your masterclass, mentoring masterclass, and I like it. You know,
Thank you.
I think you to make a lot of impact with our people. You know, some of the issues you handle on those classes are things that are going on with families, children, marriages, and all that. You know, so I hope we'll be able to talk about some of them today. Okay, so doctor, please introduce yourself to my audience. Tell them who you are and what you do.
Thank you so much. I'm so delighted to be here at last.
At last.
At last. Thank you so much, my brother. I am Bola Adewara, a journalist, author of some books, and the presenter of Mentoring Masterclass. I am the publisher of eLife magazine that started in the year 2005 after I have worked with several media organizations in Nigeria, like Daily Times, Sunday Times, Lagos Weekend, Weekend Concord,
Wow.
Post Express, Sunday Vanguard, where I left the Sunday Vanguard to establish eLife magazine in 2004, 2005.
Okay.
And that became the first internet-based gospel magazine in the whole of Africa. When we started this internet publication, internet was not a big thing that time. We were begging churches to put themselves or to put their organization on the internet then. I remember far back that period, when you say god.com, it was a pornographic site. When you say jesus.com, it was a pornographic site. That time, the church was very, very scared of the internet. I happen to be one of the earliest webmaster here in Nigeria. And we were moving around churches telling them, let's put your church on the internet. And it was like, no. We don't want the internet. Internet is it was not known as a fraudulent thing that time. It was more of pornographic site. That was what it was that time. Many churches were running away from it. I remember it took me a long time to convince so many of them to eventually join, and which they did. E-Life magazine was there at that time, the only gospel magazine on the internet that time from Africa. We went on doing it until it expanded into hard copy in 2017. Many of the newspapers in Nigeria at that time, in fact, virtually all of them, they were not on the internet that time. It was a pioneering thing for me.
Yes.
And we really enjoyed it. And I have also to be one of the earliest webmaster building website for some organizations and encouraging others to join. So from there, we moved to the mentoring masterclass, because we found out that mentoring is not a thing that is well understood as mentoring in this part of the world. So many people did not understand what it's all about. Even though some people, some tribes like the Igbo people, understood what they call mentoring, but they did not call it mentoring. I mean, you can imagine the Igbo man will put his son under a man selling. He is mentoring that boy.
Yeah.
But they did not call it mentoring.
Mentoring, yes.
I believe they have a name for it on their own then. So it went on that way, and we thank God this is where we are today. Mentoring Masterclass. It has, I do it here. We broadcast from this studio, and it's going around the world. We give glory to God Almighty for the lives it has touched, and for what the Lord has used it to do today. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So that's how I got to see you. I don't know, someone in Nigeria, either my father or someone, sent me one of your videos, and I reached out to you, and then because we connected, then you started sending them to me directly. Now, tell me, most of the mentoring classes I've watched are mostly relationships. Okay, it's either family with children, couples, and all that. Now, I'm assuming that your mentoring masterclass is geared specifically towards relationship, right?
No.
Oh, okay. So tell us about it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the mentoring masterclass thing, it was not really intended to be a family issue. But you know that in this part of the world, the family, or not just even in this part of the world, everywhere, family matters so much to so many people. Even from the creation, when God created Adam, the next person he did was to give him a wife, and that was the beginning of family. And they went ahead to have children. The family started from there. We essentially were looking at how to make life better. Okay. And we know that the family is the basis of everything in human society. The family, when you say the nation, it starts from the family, husband and wife, children, whatever the children will be today, it starts from the family. When you're talking about professional fulfillment, it starts from the family. When you're talking about the nation building itself, it starts from the family. Whatever you will be in life, your first teacher in life is your father and your mother. Yep. So it's all about family. But essentially, we are not really looking at family. We're also looking at other issues that has to do with life, profession, even things like food that we eat. We have done a lot of things. I mean, I've produced as much as 215 videos, and we are not limiting it to family alone. Okay. We are looking at professional fulfillment. We are looking at how you could succeed in whatever you are doing. We're looking at so many things in life, and how things can just work together for mankind. So it's not just about the family, but then we have at the back of our mind that family is the foundation of every human. Is the foundation of whatever we plan to do in life.
As an expert, correct me if I'm wrong. I personally believe that in any relationship, either romantic, family relationships, work colleagues at work, even the company you decide to work for, that relationship work best if the two parties or three parties have similar values. And tell me, because I think with similar values, it's relatively easier to solve problems because any relationship will always have problems. Okay. But if the parties involved have similar values, they will be able to come together, agree on things to solve problems. Tell me, what do you think about that?
Yes, I agree with you that when we have, you use the word similar values, but
Yes.
I would love to use the word vision.
Okay.
When we have same vision, it's very easy for us to move together. The Bible says that can two work together except they agree. You see, it's not just about even having vision, but making your vision known to one another.
Yeah.
This is where I am going to. If you are going the same way with me, let's work together. If you are not going the same way with me, you will obstruct my movement. You will slow down my movement. Therefore, it is very good for people of same vision, same value, same whatever to come together. Relationship, like I keep saying, relationship itself is a currency.
Okay.
Whatever you want to be in life, without the power of relationship, you are shooting yourself on the foot there. Relationship is it. Whatever you want to be in life, you must be able to conduct a very wonderful relationship with people around you. There must be a synergy. There must be ability to bond. When you don't do such thing there, if I'm working with you, but deep in me, what the Yoruba people will say, sinu, that is, you have blood in you and you are spitting out the white spittle. No, it will never work there. You cannot pretend hatred for too long. One way or the other, it will show. You see, that is it there. Relationship is a thing that we must know the value of relationship, and we must know what it will take for me to work with you. Therefore, if you have a vision, look, some people here in this part of the world, in Africa here, they will tell you, look, when you have a vision, keep quiet, don't tell anybody. Don't let anybody know. No, I don't believe that. Look, how do you really know my vision? How do you really know where I'm going when I keep quiet? When I'm in trouble, how will you know if I'm in trouble if I need to keep quiet? If I must keep quiet because I'm afraid of you? This is one of the challenges we are having in this part of the world, this enemy consciousness. Enemy consciousness. We are always thinking that man is my enemy. This man should not know my trouble, should not know where I'm going. That man should not know what I'm thinking. In my father's house, there is a enemy in the father's house, enemy in the mother's house, enemy in the office, enemy. These are the things that give us problem in this part of the world. We must be very careful of hoarding information. The white man does not live this way. The white man, when I studied the history of invention, you will imagine that the man who is working on this is looking for the man who is working on that. And they come together. But in this part of the world, they will tell you, no, keep your mouth shut. Don't let anybody know what you are doing. Because this man could be against you. That man will be against you. No, it doesn't work that way. When we have the right relationship, forced or given birth to by the right attitude, why can't we work together? Why can't we work together?
Okay, so that's lead me to my next question. See, the importance of responsibility, communication, like you just said, transparency, and accountability. Okay, I believe these are factors that help build and maintain relationships. What do you think?
Yeah, that's true. You see, in any relationship, whether personal or professional,
yes,
key elements such as responsibility, communication, transparency, and accountability play a vital role in fostering trust, mutual respect, and long-lasting connection. Now, when we say responsibility, what do we mean by responsibility? It refers to owning one's action and decision and recognizing the impact they have on the other person. In a relationship, both parties should feel responsible not only for themselves but also for the well-being of the relationship as a whole. By taking responsibility for their roles, individuals show commitment and maturity, strengthening the bond between them. Now, when we say communication, what do we mean? It is the cornerstone of any successful relationship. Open, honest, and consistent communication helps both parties express their thoughts, emotions, and needs effectively. It reduces misunderstandings, resolves conflict, and ensures that each person feels heard and valued. Without effective communication, even small issues can escalate, potentially damaging the relationship. Now, you talked about transparency also. This also builds trust. Transparency builds trust. When people are open about their feelings, intentions, and even their mistakes, it fosters a sense of safety and honesty within the relationship. Transparency removes the risk. It removes the risk that we have in all these hidden agendas or misunderstanding, ensuring that both individuals are on the same page at all times and can address challenges together. Lastly, you talked about what again now? I think accountability. What is accountability? This ensures that each person takes ownership of their actions and decisions, particularly when mistakes are made. It is essential for maintaining trust and respect. When individuals hold themselves accountable, they demonstrate integrity and show that they are willing to learn and grow from their experiences. These are things that we need in every relationship there. If you say you are in relationship with someone and there's no accountability, there is no transparency, there is no communication, look, you are really joking.
The question is, why do people run away from this? Because see, if they embed it in themselves and the relationship will work better and everybody will be happy. But people do not, they run away from it. Why?
I think that this has, please permit me to say this. I think this has to do with the black man. But then it's not as if it's every black man. Just as the other side of it too is not every white man. But many of us in this part of the world, like I told you, why do we run away from it? Sometimes this enemy consciousness. Oh, that man is my enemy. Be very careful of him. Oh, there's an enemy. You see, when you look at our adages, our proverbs, our understanding, we dwell too much on enemy. And this is one of the principal reasons why many of us run away from transparency. If I'm in a position now as maybe the chairman of this local government, all I am thinking is that Mr. Abaye wants this same seat. He is trying to remove me. In a situation whereby you are my deputy, I find it difficult to open up to you because I feel that you have your ulterior motives also. So these are the challenges many of us in this part of the world have. We always feel the enemy is everywhere. Include look, in fact, when you see cockroach, when you see what we call wall gecko, we feel, oh, someone is using that cockroach to attack me. Someone is using the wall gecko to attack me. We have too much enemy consciousness in our mentality. And this is one of the reasons why people find it very difficult to be transparent. They will not tell you the truth about themselves. In fact, and then too, the issue of corruption is another reason for it there. Yeah. I come to that position because I have an ulterior motive. I want to steal, but I don't want you to know. Therefore, I will never be transparent. I will never be accountable. I will not even communicate with you. And another challenge we have is that the mentoring is not there.
Okay.
Our people are not properly mentored to know the value of transparency, to know the value of accountability, to know the value of communication. And it's even affecting many families. The husband is not ready to communicate with the wife. He's ready to be moody from morning till night. And he does not know the damage such is causing him. He does not know. When you speak out, you feel light. When you speak out, you are happy with yourself. You are happy with everybody. Many of us are not mentored. We do not understand the value of these things. And that is why we have no value for them.
Yeah, that's true. So what can we do to encourage more people to be open? I mean, how can I show someone or some people that doing this is to your own interest?
Thank you so much. Incidentally, in this part of the world, we are all about church. But the churches are not really doing what they should do. All I see many of them do in churches today is about tithe, bring money. The educational side of the church is nothing to write home about today. I would expect that pastors, is another, church should be another area of learning. It's not just about maybe winning souls or salvation. The church can also assist people with learning. Now, pastors should be able to tell their congregation the value of communication, the value of transparency, the value of accountability. But when pastors themselves are not accountable, when pastors are not transparent, how can they teach it? These are some of the challenges there. Now, also, where is the value of transparency in the mentoring in the world today? Fathers are not teaching their children. You see, like I told you about the family.
Yes.
One of the essence of the family is to teach children some of the things. Now, it is not every time that you find schools where they will go beyond the curriculum to teach you other issues like the value of transparency, the value of accountability, the value of being truthful and stuff like that. All you learn in school is mathematics. All you learn in school is the English. All you learn is social studies. Schools should be, the curriculum of our schools needs to be tampered with. We need to do some things about this so that we will need to catch our children young. Let us teach children these values when they were very young, when they are young. You see, when you catch them when they are young, it will be easy to keep them when they are old.
Yeah.
You catch them when they are young, it will be easy to keep them when they are old. Another thing is the mentoring thing. And this is one thing I am doing because the best condition for evil to thrive is for good men to do nothing about the evil they see.
Yeah.
The day I realized that a lot of things is wrong with us in Africa. That was why I chose to do this mentoring masterclass, for which I am committing the rest of my life to. That
Amen.
I will not keep quiet when I see evil. We should not keep quiet when we see evil. We should not keep quiet when we find our children going wrong. We should not keep quiet when the father, the mother, everybody is going wrong there, even the government. And one of the challenges we're having is that people don't want to die here. Rather than challenge evil, they will tell you if they kill you for fun. And therefore, just keep quiet. These are the challenges we have in this part of the world.
Wow. Oh, Well, nobody wants to die. Everyone wants to go to heaven, okay?
Oh, they want to go to heaven, of course. But they fail to realize that nobody will get out of this world alive.
Yeah, exactly.
All of us.
Oh, man. Yes, the schools have a lot to do in teaching our children more than just mathematics and English. But
Exactly.
See, I live in the UK, and in the UK and the West generally, they do more than teaching maths and English. And I'm a parent of three daughters, and I come to believe that in some areas they do more than they should. You see, now I've talked about this particular thing, is that there are people who don't have children, who have decided not to have children, but they work in the space where they have access to influence other people's children. See, I mean, before now, I wasn't very conscious of it. But in recent years, I step back, I say, wait a minute. You don't have children. You don't want to have children, but you want to teach my children more than math, English, history. I have a problem with that. See, because you have not committed yourself. Okay? Because if you teach my children something and something goes wrong 2-3 years after my child leaves your school, who will carry the burden? Me. You don't have any people who don't have a stake. Yes, a stake in children. Okay? And they want to influence your children, and if something goes wrong, you are going to carry the burden. So me, I'm reluctant now, based on what I've seen. I'm reluctant to actually let the schools teach my children beyond academic work.
Yeah, in Europe and in America, yes, I understand the fear, because here in Africa, the information we hear is that in a place like America, the teachers now will tell you that don't let your parent tell you are a man, or you are a boy, or you are a girl.
That's one side.
Now,
yes.
That is the challenge in Europe. I mean, you people, you have the people there, they have grown, they have developed to that level where they can challenge God. They can tell God that, look, I'm not a man. I want to turn to a woman, that kind of a thing. You don't do such a thing in this part of the world, in Africa here.
Yes, okay.
Born a boy, you are a boy. If you are born a girl, you are a girl. And also, in this part of the world, if any school go beyond, or you say maybe it's a Christian school or a Muslim school, and you are contradicting the values of Christianity or the values of Islam, the parent will talk. You dare not do that. In fact, the proprietor of the school will dismiss such a teacher. I ask the teachers, I ask the school, I keep speaking in so many secondary schools. When they are doing their graduation, they invite me. I've spoken in nothing less than 5 schools in the last 3 to 4, 5 years. They invite me to speak at a graduation of students, and I tell them the truth about life. So that is the reality where you are. But in this part of the world, of course, they will teach you the curriculum. But you see, it is the duty of the father to go beyond what they teach in school. You see, when we say education does not end with physics, chemistry, biology.
Yeah. That's the start.
You understand me? What we call education is what is left in you after you have left the four walls of the classroom. What is left in you after you have left the four walls of the classroom? That's what we call education. Education is not just physics, chemistry, biology. Manners is part of education.
Yep.
Culture is part of education. You see, when you go, I graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife, and the motto of the university is learning and culture.
Okay.
Learning and culture. When you go to school and they teach you physics, chemistry, biology, that is learning. But when you learn about your culture, you learn the realities of life. There's what we call civics. You know how to respect elders. You know how to do things. You can do all sorts of things there. This is when they will say you have a round education, robust education. And this education cannot be given to you only in the school.
Yes.
Your parents are there to give you part of this education. Therefore, it does not end in the school. The responsibility is also that of the parent. The parents are the first teacher of every student or of every child.
Yes, I do agree. Absolutely. I was lucky that both of my parents were teachers. So they did the normal schooling, and they say everything I have is what my parents put in me. They
Exactly.
did
We
a
are all
good
products
job
of our parents. Exactly.
Yeah. You know, so in the 21st century, it seems parenting has have graduated to PhD. Okay, parenting is at PhD level. Okay, so what is your advice to parenting in Africa?
My biggest advice to parents in Africa is, please, your first assignment is your family. Your first assignment is your family. It's not just about getting the money to feed the children or to feed the wife or to build a house. The first assignment of every father is one, to build himself. Only a father who has built himself can build the family.
Amen.
Only the father who has built himself can build the children. So what is the level of responsibility of that father? How responsible are you as a father? What lesson are your children learning from you? What are they seeing in you? So before anything, before you become a father, ask yourself, am I qualified to be a father? That is why I keep saying that, look, even, you see, in some churches, before you get married, they will tell you that the man and the woman should come for lectures concerning marriage. I feel that we must find a way to lecture men on how to be fathers. So many men don't understand the reality of fatherhood. The same thing with women. Many of them don't understand the reality of motherhood. God just gave them children. They don't have any understanding of motherhood. You see, it is not enough to have children and therefore say, I'm a mother. No, you are not a mother. You only gave birth to children. It doesn't make you a mother. Any mad person outside there can have children. You can sleep with a mad woman outside there. She has children, but she's not a mother because she cannot take care of such children. Therefore, only those who can take care are qualified to be called fathers or mothers. That is the first level of it. The second level of this is that when you have a family, take care of your family. The Bible says a man who cannot take care of his family or who cannot cater for his family is worse than an infidel. There are so many of them there. Some fathers have not entered home by now. This is what? This is about 9 o'clock Nigerian time.
Yeah.
So many of them, they are still in the beer parlor. Maybe because they have issues with their wives, they dare not come home. They don't want to face the reality of settling the issues. Please, we need to teach the young boys about their tomorrow. So many boys here today, I mean, we concentrate too much on the girl child. Here in Africa, anywhere you go, they'll say the girl child, the girl child, the girl child.
It's the same thing here.
And you see, the girls are taking over. Well, I'm not bothered about that. I'm happy that they are doing well now. Go to so many of these schools and check the result. It is the girls that are coming first, second, third. Check WAEC result. Check JAMB result. It is the girls that are coming tops all the time. I have no problem with that. But I'm saying that we are neglecting the boys. Yeah. And don't forget that these boys will become the fathers of tomorrow.
Exactly.
They will become the fathers of tomorrow. Therefore, if we don't take care of these boys and we are taking care of the girls to the detriment of these boys, what happens? The father is the head of the house. Though there's a kind of paradigm shift all over the place now. The girls would now be challenging the man that, look, no, we are co-equal in the house. No, God puts a structure there that the husband is the head of the family, and let it be so. So my first advice to every father is, please be a father. And therefore, migrate from that one to becoming a daddy. Not every father understands what it means to be a daddy.
Okay.
Being a daddy is the high level of fatherhood. I don't know if this answers your question, please.
Well, what is a daddy?
When you say you are a daddy, there is the romantic side of fatherhood.
Okay.
There is the happy side of fatherhood. When a child can say, that is my daddy. Look, it's beyond that is my father. You understand me?
Yes.
Now, you imagine a man who has children but cannot take care of these children.
Yep.
The wife got divorced and takes the children to the next house he gets to. And then the man there will say, look, madam, because I love you, I will take care of these children. I accept these children as mine. There are men like that.
Yeah.
They will take care of these children beyond what their fathers can do. These are people we call daddy. I have a lecture on it. Don't just be a father, be a daddy. A daddy is the person who is ready to forgo his food for his children to eat. A daddy is such a person who will sleep with hunger, all because he wants his children to eat. Not many fathers will do that. Some fathers will go out and eat outside. And then they will come back home and pretend as if they've not eaten since morning. But a daddy knows, understand, or a daddy understand. Look, when you find some daddies, when you sleep at night, a daddy will wake up to check the children. Are they sleeping well? Are they doing well? A daddy will ask the children, is there a mosquito in your room? A daddy will ask the children, have you washed your clothes? If you have not washed, the daddy is not bothered to wash the clothes for you. When we say daddy, there is the romantic side of it. A daddy will call the boy, look, boy, let's go out. Let me take you out. Let me take you out. Let's go and talk somewhere. That's what we call daddy. Daddyhood goes beyond being a father.
Okay.
A daddy is not necessarily the person who gives birth to you. But when that very person will take care of you, will do everything for you to succeed in life. A daddy is that person who is there to give you his back for you to climb on. Not necessarily because he gave birth to you, but because he has that feelings that you must succeed in life, not minding that we are blood related. Daddyhood is a big thing.
Wow. It is. It is big. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So, my brother, now I don't know what the stats in Nigeria and the rest of Africa is, but in the West, in Black relationships, the divorce rate is getting to more than 50%. Okay. So, I mean, you are in this space. What do you think are the main reasons for all this?
Divorce is not fashionable in this part of the world.
Okay.
Not many people will divorce in this part of the world. I did a story, a mentoring masterclass on this topic recently, and it gave me the opportunity to study very widely on that. And I found out that in this part of the world, our wives, or let me say that our women, have been trained to love their husbands, and more particularly to stay with their children. No matter how bad the husband could be, the average African woman will say, I will remain in that house because of my children. You see? And therefore, you find so many of them, they are ready to withstand the pains of matrimony rather than go for divorce. The highest divorce rate in this part of the world, or in Nigeria, is in Kano State.
Really?
But in the Yoruba land, yeah, in Kano, yes.
Wow.
But in Yoruba land, becoming a divorcee carries a kind of stigma. I mean, people will look at you, the woman, as being unable to build a home.
Wow.
Therefore, you even find some women who are divorced. They would rather not drop that name. They're divorced, so they are out of the home, but they are still hanging on to the name of that man. But there is a new trend these days, and that is this what they call the baby mama stuff. You know, when you have children, we have girls who will just have children from men, you know, things like that, extramarital children. Many of them, the guy is not ready to marry them. And therefore, once they just maybe they sleep together and they have children, then they go on calling themselves a baby mama, baby mama. That also has a kind of stigma attached to it. You see, not many women, not many mothers will like such things. And you find that most mothers will be telling their daughters especially, that be very careful with your relationships. Don't go and bring, and they will use the word bastard. Don't go and bring any child from outside to this home, because I will not take that child from you. Go, you will nurse that child yourself. So you find that most of these, our children these days, they are very careful of issues like this. But then when you talk about divorce, like I said earlier, it's not a common thing. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's not as if it's not happening. It's happening. But it's not a thing that people just latch on easily. No. Many women attach stigma to it. Even in the church, when you are divorced, in the church, you'll find some people will be looking at you that, she's a divorcee. In fact, they have a way, they'll say, maybe she's after one, she's after two. You know, so it's not a very common thing here. Our women, we are still very traditional in this part of the world.
That's good.
We are still very traditional in this part of the world. So it's not a common thing. I mean, when I did an extensive study on divorce and marriage in this part of the world, and I found out that less than 7% are divorced.
Wow,
less than 7%.
That's good.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly. That's why the fact that they will tell you that the court is the case filed about divorce is heavy in the law court. It's about this young generation.
Yeah.
It's about this new generation. Many of them untutored, unmentored, badly parented. And therefore, you see all these sort of things that many of their parents that they had bad parenting. And therefore, they just went into marriage with their eyes closed. They went into marriage with the guy telling them lies. You two were telling lies. And then when you get to the marriage, then you now realize that When they say love is blind, marriage will open that blindness. Marriage will cure that blindness.
Oh my God. See, this is my concern. We pick things from the Black Americans. Okay, that's what a lot of our young people in Africa are doing.
Exactly.
And the baby mama culture is very, very heavy amongst Black Americans. Today, over 75% of children born in the Black community, 75% are born out of wedlock. That single motherhood is very, very, very prevalent in that culture. And that is a major factor why Black boys in particular get into trouble, go to jail in America, because they don't live with their fathers who will handle them. See, boys and girls are different. And boys need fathers in particular. Boys need fathers to handle their colo when they are teenagers. Girls also need fathers to tell them, hey, see that boy? Whatever he's telling you is not true. But without fathers in the house, these young people get into wahala. You know, and I see a lot of young people following the trend. So that's why I'm very concerned. You know? Yeah. So that's it. Yes, I love reading. You know, that's what I like to do most of the time. You know, read a book. So I like to encourage my audience to read, because for me, it's a major factor. We don't read a lot. Okay, so I would like to recommend 5 books to my audience.
It's a bit difficult for me to recommend any book by, I mean, ordinarily, one will recommend his own, his books.
You can, of course.
Yes.
You can recommend yours and others.
I am author of about 11 books now.
Wow.
Yeah. You can see I am in a library. I don't know if I need to show you what
the same thing with me. Books everywhere. Wow.
Yeah, you can see this is where I am now.
Wow.
Okay. So as I said earlier, these are some of my, there are 2 there under there. These are some of my books. This is a book I did. I call it
Become an internet evangelist.
Evangelist, yep. Yes. This is another one.
On profitable relationships.
Yes.
50 questions and answers. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, 50 questions and answers. Okay. This is another one.
Wow. Marriage. Okay. 40 things you must know. Okay. Very good.
Bring that book on that one on the blue one. Yes. This is another one here.
Wow. Discover the secrets of mentoring. Okay.
Mentoring, yeah. These are the printed ones, and we are still working on some more. Yeah.
Wow.
There are so many other.
Tell me. See, yeah. you take your time to do research, write these books, print them. How much of these books are being read?
Yeah. It's difficult to say how much of these books are being read. But then if sales figure is an index of being read, I think I feel I'm very fulfilled.
Okay, that's interesting.
When this book was printed, we printed about 7,000, no, 5,000, no, 2,000 copies that time.
Okay.
The first print of it, 2,000 copies. We mopped it up. In fact, in less than 2 weeks. Now, there is a way I do my own marketing, and as I call it, relationships.
Yes.
I depend so much on relationships for marketing. Immediately this book was released, no, this very one, this book on Become an Internet Evangelist.
Okay.
My friends in the North who are pastors, we printed about 5,000 copies of this book.
Okay.
Some pastors in the North will say, "Bola, send me 50 copies."
Wow.
Almost about 22 pastors. Send me 50 copies, send me 100 copies, send me 20 copies, send me this, like that, which they bought and they distributed it to people in their churches.
Okay.
In less than 1-2 weeks, we mopped up 5,000 copies.
That's
and then
good.
we went ahead to produce another 5,000 copies.
Okay.
Now, that is on the hard copy.
Yeah.
Now, on the internet, because I have a lot of friends on the internet, I sold close to about 13,000 copies online.
Okay.
Not through Amazon or anything.
Yeah.
Through friends.
Wow.
Friends. You know, I have close to about 11 groups on the internet. About 11 groups. There's one I call Sweet Music Group. There's one I call Knowledge is Power Group. And that Knowledge is Power Group, I have close to about 16 different groups under that Knowledge is Power Group. Because at a stage on WhatsApp, you could have the maximum of about 261 members in a particular group.
Yes.
Therefore, once I hit that 261 membership, I form another group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I have another group I call Eli Politica. On that group there, we have as much as about 300 to 400 people. I have another Eli Videos, where we have another maybe 1,000 people.
Wow.
Right now, I have what we call the Mentoring Masterclass community.
Yeah.
There we have about 700 people. Now, what we do on this group is that I make sure that if you belong to my group, you will buy a copy.
Okay.
So you could imagine that relationship marketing
Yeah.
that comes. So that was how I was able to sell as much as 13,000 copies online.
Interesting.
Through Facebook, through what do you call it, Instagram, and so on and so forth. So, and the reactions I got from friends, it showed me that people were reading.
There was the time I went to Kenya.
There was time I went to Kenya, I took along copies of this book, almost about, I took about 500 copies each to Kenya. And each time I travel out of the country, like I went to Togo, went to Benin Republic, went to Ghana, I took along these copies. When I went to Kenya, I got to Tanzania, I took along the copies there. So you could imagine how through this selflessness, I was able to sell all these copies. And then
that's good.
From far away countries like Rwanda, like Zambia, like Zimbabwe, South Africa, Malaysia, United States of America, it gives you that feeling that, look, your books are being read. And these books are on Amazon anyway.
Okay.
They are on Amazon, they are on Seller, they are on other book platforms on the internet. So we are good by this.
That is good. That is good. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you. Dr. Bola, see, I want you to advise young people. You see, because we always say this, that the future is for them.
Yeah.
All right. So, and you just mentioned several times that mentoring, many of them don't get the mentoring they need. So please advise them. what should they do? What can they do to even to create some value in their community?
Yeah, thank you so much. I love speaking to the younger generation. And one of those things I keep telling them is, well, embrace education, whether formal or informal. Continuous learning equips you with the tool to solve problems and drive change. Use your knowledge to uplift others by sharing it within your community. 2, promote entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Innovate and create opportunities, no matter how small. Entrepreneurship can help tackle unemployment and uplift local economies. You see, many of them go to the universities and then they get out of the university. The mentality is, I'm looking for a job. I want to work in Shell. I want to work in Mobil. I want to work in oil company. No. What is wrong with this generation? Why don't you look at what can I do myself? By creating jobs for yourself, you help build sustainable communities.
Yeah.
The next level of it is focus on local solutions.
Okay.
Understand the specific challenges your community faces and work towards homegrown solutions. Whether it is in agriculture or in health or in education, addressing local problems with culturally relevant solution is very key.
Yeah.
We will not all the time be looking at America, looking up to you. These things, some of the solution to our problems should be homegrown. Homegrown. It is not all the time we must be looking up to America, looking up to Canada for solution. No, we have people who can think, what are our people here? Our people, when they leave Nigeria and they go to America or go to Canada there, they become another thing there. Many of them excel because they carry the local mentality, they carry the ingenuity that they have developed here to that part of the world. Another level of it is to be a role model. Lead by example in whatever field you pursue. Your action will inspire others, especially the younger generation, to strive for better and believe in their ability to make a difference. Another thing I'll tell them is volunteer and collaborate. Don't be alone. This is the mantra in the Mentoring Masterclass community that we are having on the internet, on WhatsApp. Don't be alone. Volunteer and collaborate. Community involvement isn't only about monetary contribution. Give your time to courses like mentorship, teaching, and environmental cleanups. Look, at a stage in your life, you should be a mentor to a lot of people. With what you are doing there should be people learning from you. And encourage people. Like what you are doing is a big encouragement to me. And I give thanks to you for this. Another level of it is to be good advocate, to be an advocate of good governance. Please don't let us keep quiet too much. Engage in civic activities and speak out against corruption or injustice. Promoting good governance at all levels ensure a more just, equitable, and thriving society. Anywhere you find something wrong, speak against it. I'll give you an example. There was a day I went to buy from a drugstore. I mean, a pharmaceutical. I mean, a chemist.
The chemist.
Part of the word, a chemist. I got there, and I saw there were about 2 chairs. I saw a girl just pressing the phone. You know, the way they do with phone now is as if this phone is getting out of fashion. All of them, 247, even when they are moving on the streets, they are pressing phones. They are driving, they are pressing phones. Now, this lady sat down there, a young girl of maybe about 18 or 17. She sat down there pressing the phone. Next to her, another boy, also of same age, sat down there pressing the phone. And then an elder, I came in. Ordinarily, you expect them to stand up and say, oh, an elder has come. Please come and sit down. They kept quiet. And I kept quiet also. I just stood there. Down. I went straight to the counter, negotiating my issue with the chemist. Then an old woman came in. The mama came in with a walking stick. And you could see that this woman was sick. She couldn't move fast. She was, you were just, hello, good evening. Where can I sit? That kind of thing. And these boys, and this boy and this girl, they sat down there pressing phone. I got angry. I shouted on them, stand up. If you find an old woman like this, you cannot stand for her. Who are you? Who gave birth to you, this idiot? Look, then there was when they knew how to, they need to stand. Then they stood up. And the mama sat down. Then I heard the girl. She started grumbling. I'm also tired now. I want to sit down.
Can you imagine that?
Why must I stand up for anybody? I gave her a dirty slap in that drugstore. Please, don't let us keep quiet when we see evil. The same thing, you see, we tell the younger ones, when you see pregnant women, when you see older people, the elderly, and then the handicapped, give them the right of way, give them the right of opportunities. If you are in the queue at the ATM and you find an elderly woman or a pregnant woman or a handicap, give them the opportunities to do this and go away.
And move,
And move. But then this generation don't know things like this.
No.
And when you and I see them, we keep quiet. No, parents, don't keep quiet when you see evil. Speak against it. I gave this girl a dirty slap there. And I told her, go and call your daddy. And I will tell your daddy that he has raised a bad girl, that he has done a poor job.
Yeah. I mean,
don't let us keep quiet when we see evil.
Well, when I was young, in my neighborhood, if I'm outside and I do something wrong, the elders in my neighborhood would chastise me.
Exactly.
And I dare not say anything, because if my mother hears, she will give me
another
one.
Another round. These are the ways we were raised, and that's why we turn out good today. But suddenly, we are not doing same thing to our children.
Yeah.
And that's why in this part of the world, you can find a child telling the father, calm down now. Daddy, calm down. You find children telling their father, calling their father and their mother, they will say, you guys. What are you guys doing? These are the challenges we are having. Because these fathers, you see, the way we were raised, in Yoruba language, they say Omoju, Omoro, Omoeba. Omoju means a child that you can talk to with your eyes.
With your eyes. Yeah.
When we were young, when your mother look at you this way, you know what she was talking about.
Yeah.
When your mother clapped like this, you knew what she was talking about. That was the way we were raised.
Yeah.
That was we call Omoju, the child raised with the eyes. Then Omoro, that is they need to speak to you. Then Omoeba, that means they need to beat you.
Beat you.
But in this generation, if you look at your son this way, he will say, Daddy, what's wrong with your eye now? What's wrong with your eye? They don't know.
Yeah.
Because we have destroyed parenting.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for this advice, because it's very, very much needed that young people understand all these things. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Doctor, I believe that in another 20, 30 years, Africa will be on its way. I say this, and sometimes I look at what is going on in Nigeria, in other African countries, and I ask myself, I have this vision. I think we will make it. But sometimes I look at what's going on, I say, it doesn't look like we'll make it. But I still have that feeling. I still believe. Tell me, what is your own vision for Africa in the next 20, 30 years' time?
In the next 20, 30 years' time, if we continue with this kind of leadership, I'm afraid we'll be nowhere. If we continue with this kind of leadership we are having all over Africa, I'm afraid we'll be nowhere in 20, 30 years' time. If we continue with this kind of mentality, where we think politics is a dirty game, good people should not go into politics, I'm afraid we will be nowhere in 20, 30 years' time. Until there is a concerted effort on the part of every African man. When someone like you and I, who know the way, will say, look, whatever it will cost, I will go into politics to give good leadership. That is the only time we can cultivate good followership. It takes good leaders to cultivate good followers. But in a situation where you and I, we are so afraid to die, I don't want to die. You see, we will not get anywhere. The way things are now in Africa today is that we have ceded politics to the negative people. The people who go into politics in this part of the world are the agberos, the touts, the criminals, the thieves. These are the ones who go into politics. Politics is a sacred thing, my brother. Politics is about leadership. Aminu Kano described politics as the study of man, the science of man management. But in this part of the world, the good people run away from it. And the fathers will be telling the children, don't go into politics, so don't let them kill you. Until the good people who remain abroad, until people like you who remain abroad will say, I am going back to Nigeria to play politics. I am going back to Nigeria to give leadership. That is when there will be hope in the horizon. But without that, if we continue with this mentality that, no. Someone like me, now, if you come to me, I will tell you I'm not interested in politics. No, but this has to change.
Yeah.
We must see politics as a place where leadership is given birth to and where we manage the affairs and the tomorrows of our children.
Wow.
If we continue with this present mentality, it will go worse. Can you imagine what is happening in Nigeria today? When there is a government in place, the person outside will be saying, look, if you let me in, I'm going to change everything. I will make it better. But immediately he comes into government, what happens immediately becomes worse. Can you imagine the gradation of sleaze in Nigeria? When Obasanjo was there, Yar'Adua came in, it was worse. Jonathan took over from Yar'Adua, it became worse. Buhari took over from Jonathan, it was worse again. Now Tinubu is in government now. Can you imagine how we are suffering in this part of the world? Can you imagine the level of sleaze, the level of corruption, the level of bitterness, the level of pain, the level of anger that Nigerians are going through today? It was not as bad as Buhari when he was there. And the answer they will give you is that, oh, Buhari has spoiled issues. We are not asking you to tell us Buhari spoiled. We are asking you to repair the evils that Buhari did. They are not ready to do that. They are doing worse things. So if we continue with this decadent mind, I hope this country will not go into blazes. Gradually, the leadership in Nigeria is pushing Nigerians into what I call a kind of violent revolution. Let me leave it at this.
Wow. Well, like you said, things get worse because we are not ready to tell ourselves the truth.
Exactly.
We need to start telling ourselves the truth in every space, in governance, in family relationships, in raising our children. We need to tell ourselves the truth. Dr. Bola, thank you very, very much for being a great guest of the Think Big for Africa podcast.
It's my pleasure. I thank you so much, my brother. May the Lord bless you.
Amen. Amen. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.